Let me show you something dangerous today. This is a class 10th topper's answer sheet. And this is not a model answer. This is not from a guidebook. This is not a teacher's sample. This is a real student, a CBSE topper, and I am sharing his or her answer book with you. They did not write extraordinary English. They wrote smart English. And you can write it too. So stay with me till the end and see how you can do it. तो अगर आप लोग ये सोच रहे हैं कि ये कौन-सी जादूगरी है, ये कौन-सा मैजिक है कि मैम के पास क्लास 10th के बोर्ड के टॉपर्स की आंसर शीट कैसे है, तो स्टूडेंट्स ये कोई जादूगरी नहीं है। सीबीएसई हर साल 10th के और 12th के सब सब्जेक्ट्स की बोर्ड की आंसर शीट्स अपनी वेबसाइट पर अपलोड करती है। आप चाहें तो आप वहाँ से देख सकते हैं। लेकिन आज मैं बोर्ड टॉपर की आंसर शीट आपको दिखाकर आपको समझाना चाहती हूँ कि कैसे आंसर्स लिखे जा सकते हैं और कैसे आप मैक्सिमम मार्क्स स्कोर कर सकते हो क्योंकि बोर्ड के लिए आंसर्स करना डिफ़िकल्ट बात नहीं है। आप चाहें तो बड़ी ईज़िली आप भी अपने मार्क्स को मैक्सिमाइज़ कर सकते हैं। तो जैसे मैंने कहा कि स्टे विद मी टिल द एंड और अगर आप ये मार्कशीट ये आंसर शीट ईज़िली एक्सेस करना चाहते हैं तो कमेंट मॉडल आंसर शीट and I will send that PDF to you and you can also study it at your leisure. बट फिलहाल मैं चाहूँगी कि आप मेरे साथ इस आंसर शीट को स्टडी करें। ये सीबीएसई इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज एंड लिटरेचर आपका कोड नंबर है 184 की आंसर शीट है और सबसे पहले हमारे सामने है सेक्शन ए। ना बहुत सारे बच्चे हमसे पूछते रहते हैं कि मैम हमें कौन से सेक्शन को पहले अटेम्प्ट करना चाहिए, यानी हम रीडिंग सेक्शन से अपना पेपर शुरू करें या राइटिंग सेक्शन से। तो स्टूडेंट्स आप देखिए ये सबकी अपनी चॉइस होती है। आप जो सेक्शन सबसे इजीली अटेम्प्ट कर सकें, जो आपको लगता है कि हाँ ये मेरा बेस्ट सेक्शन है, आप उससे शुरू कर सकते हैं। लेकिन फिर भी अगर आप ऑर्डर में चलेंगे देन उसका आपको कुछ फ़ायदा ही होगा क्योंकि पेपर की डिज़ाइनिंग इस तरह से की जाती है कि आप सेक्शन ए अगर शुरू में करेंगे तो आप अपना जो रीडिंग का टाइम है, जो 15 मिनट्स आपको पहले रीडिंग के मिलते हैं, आप उसको अच्छे से यूटिलाइज़ कर सकते हो। यानी कि उस 15 मिनट में आप अपने रीडिंग पैसेजेस को पढ़िए, मेंटली मेक अ नोट कि हमारे मेरे आंसर्स कहाँ पर हैं और उसके बाद जैसे ही आपका राइटिंग टाइम शुरू होता है, यू कैन स्टार्ट राइटिंग एट योर फुल speed. But before I go further, I want you to notice how neatly the paper has been done और बड़े ही केयरफुली इन तो ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई आपकी राइटिंग जैसी है वैसी रहेगी। आप ये नहीं सोचिए कि भाई अब मैं लास्ट डे अपनी राइटिंग इंप्रूव करना चाहूँगा तो मैं कैसे करूँ। दैट्स नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट। व्हाट इज़ मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट हियर इज़ व्हाटएवर योर राइटिंग इज़ आप उसको नीटली लिखिए। Most of you don't lose marks because you don't know the answers. You lose marks because you don't understand how examiners think. तो यहाँ पर हम मार्किंग की स्टडी करके आई वॉन्ट टू शो यू वॉट यू कैन डू टू मेक एग्जामिनर्स थिंक गुड ऑफ यू. So English board exam is not a poetry competition, it is not a creative writing contest, it is not a storytelling marathon. It is based on structured scoring and it is point based marking. So I want you to be very clear कि किस point के marks मिलते हैं और किस point पे marks कटते हैं. This paper is all about clarity over complexity. And if you understand this, your marks are going to increase instantly. So stay with me till the end. Now look at these answers. You would notice in section A how the answers are short, they are direct, and they focus on keywords from the passage. So one of the most important thing is to notice what the keywords are in the passage because the keywords are what are going to fetch you marks. So there are no unnecessary explanations. The student, as you can see, he did not add his or her own opinions to it. He's not changing the meaning while paraphrasing, and he's not writing half answers. So, one rule that you need to keep in mind for the reading section is that if it's a 2 marks question, you have to give 2 clear points, and if it is a 1 mark answer, then you need to write 1 precise answers. Most students, they overwrite, they miss keywords, and they leave incomplete thought. So reading section is all about precision. It is not about personality. Now, once again, if you want this entire topper sheet for practice, comment reading below, and I will share this answer sheet with you along with the question paper so that you don't lose one extra mark in your reading section. Also notice how the mistakes have been taken care of. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि टॉपर्स से मिस्टेक्स नहीं होती, बट जैसे ही टॉपर्स से मिस्टेक होती है, इवन व्हेन दे आर कटिंग इट आउट, दे आर डूइंग इट वेरी नीटली. तो आप देख सकते हैं कि कितना क्लीन, कितना साफ सुथरा, कितना एग्जामिनर फ्रेंडली आंसर लिखा गया है. Once again, you can see you have your two questions. Now let's come to section B. Once again, देखिए कि सेक्शन का हेडिंग कितना नीटली दिया गया है. नाउ come to the answers of this section. I want you to notice it very carefully. First of all, one thing that I keep telling my students is that wherever there are options given for writing answers, whenever you are giving the options, don't just write option A, B, or C. This is not a maths question paper where you get marks for writing A, B, C. Do write what that A, B, C is saying. So, do write that. Also, grammar is something that you don't need to be an expert of language to be able to score marks in class 10th grammar. uh, in fact, grammar are free marks. Don't donate it, don't waste it. uh, Look very carefully at this topper's answer sheet. You can see that he's written what the error is, he's written what the correction is. There is no messy rewriting here, there is clean spacing, there is no overwriting. Now, see, examiners love clarity. One of the common mistakes that students make is they write full paragraphs again. They change accidentally, the tenses. Then they make careless spelling errors. You don't need very advanced English for this grammar. All you need is smart thinking, you need alertness, and you need to be present in that moment to be able to realize what the mistakes are. So, if you want to practice grammar with me or you want to practice worksheets, I can share those worksheets with you. So, comment grammar boost, and I will share 7-day revision strategy with you so that you can score the maximum marks in your grammar section. Now, coming to the writing section, look at this letter. Look at this letter. This is so beautiful. Now, once again, if you notice, the student has followed format. Look at look at the sender's address. It has been written properly. Then look at the format of the date. So proper date in the given the format. Then look at the letter has been addressed to the director. So many times students forget that a letter needs to be addressed to someone, be it the manager, the principal, the director, the chairman, and then comes the receiver's address. So municipal corporation and the receiver's address. If you notice, the commas have been underlined by the examiner because the examiner is pointing out that if you are following the block format, then there is no need for these commas, right? The subject, is clearly written. You can underline the subject also. Look at how the formal tone has been followed. The student is writing, I'm writing this letter as a concerned citizen. So, very clearly, you can see how a formal tone has been maintained. So many students, when they are writing the letter, write, I am so and so. That is not required because the name of the person is, anyways, going to come in the end. So, you can start your letter in this kind of manner. Look at how paragraphs have been made, and the paragraphing is done logically. There is a clear request. In fact, today I'm going to share with you a formula, and the formula is that no matter what the question is, first you talk about the problem. So here, if you notice, in the first paragraph itself, it has been mentioned what the problem is, that he is writing to draw your attention towards the situation of drains in our colony. So there is a problem, Then you talk about the impact. So the impact of the problem is that these open drains serve as breeding ground for the disease causing organisms. There are more problems that have been uh, outlined. So after the impact, you uh, write a clear request. So what is the request? He is asking, please ensure that the drains are covered at the earliest. I also suggest appointing specific work personnel for regular inspection of the situation. So you notice the formula is problem, impact, clear request, and finally polite closure. I sincerely request prompt action. So that is a polite way to close the letter. And then finally, thanking you, yours sincerely, and the name of the person. Now, most of the students, when they are writing, they write emotionally, they forget the subject line, they skip paragraphing, and they end abruptly. But format alone gives you marks. So remember the formula that I've just taught you and don't lose these free marks. Now let's move on to your analytical paragraph. Now, analytical paragraph is also where toppers score full marks. Now, notice this, there is a clear heading, e-learning and classroom learning. Also notice how the child has used linking words. In contrast, on the other hand, however, thus, therefore, though. Now, all these words, they carry marks. They not only join your paragraph together, they not only help you organize the flow of thought, they also carry marks. So, always use linking words. This child has underlined the linkers to draw attention to them. Also, always have a balanced argument. Now, here, if you notice, there is a balanced argument. This is not random writing, this is structured writing. Once again, I will share a very good formula with you, students, for writing analytical paragraph. And the formula is very simple. Write argument 1, then write argument 2, then offer a counterpoint to those arguments, and finally conclude. Most students, they write one-sided answers. They forget to give counterpoint, and also they forget to give a positive or objective conclusion. They don't use connectors. So if you write logically, examiners are going to reward you generously. So don't forget the formula and write properly. So that was all about the writing section. Now comes section C, literature. And literature makes the biggest difference. Now, notice how the child is answering giving the answers in section C. There was a hailstorm. Once again, like I've told you many times, students, if there are options, you write the full option and don't just write A, B, C. Here also, you can see how the child is giving direct answers. He is giving examples. So here it says he's referring to all the work that he and his family had put in, from sowing seeds, taking care of the plants, watering them. The hailstorm had destroyed all their crop, causing Lencho to think that all the work they had done was in vain. So how notice how in vain has been underlined. Notice how all that hard work and toil completely wasted. So once again, not only the key points have been focused upon, the answer is properly structured, and it is directly dealing with what the question is asking. Once again, Lencho would have preferred a plague of locusts because he believed that the devastation caused by these insects would have been a lesser degree than the one caused by the hailstorm. Once again, he's referring to character names. He is directly giving the answer to what the question is. He's not trying to tell you the full story. This is critical because most students start writing the summary. Most students ignore what the question demands. They use vague statements. Now the toppers, they explain why. They show, what is the demand of the question. Now here also, if you notice, metaphor, tiger's paws have been compared to pads of velvet. Their softness has been compared without the use of like or as. So the child is also pointing out why it is not a simile, why it is a metaphor. Once again, the options have been given, the answers have been given properly. Now let's take a look at the longer answers. Now here also, be it a character sketch, be it theme, be it inference, the child is referring to the context. Now here, as you can see, the hunger for freedom of his people parlayed Mandela from a law-abiding citizen to a criminal. Now once again, wrong use of the word, so the teacher has underlined it. Now these kinds of words could have been avoided if you revise your answers before finally submitting your paper. So once again, students, very important, especially in English paper, whenever you have finished your paper, give it 5 minutes to revise what you have written. So many times you feel you are writing the correct answer, but you forget and you make a mistake. अब देखिए कितना खूबसूरत ये आंसर लिखा हुआ है. The poet Robert Frost was in a particularly gloomy mood as he walked through the snow. The depressing atmosphere, the crow, the hemlock tree, all signs of bad omen were doing nothing to improve his mood. Now, लिस्टिंग देखिए, हेमलॉक ट्री एक पॉइजनस ट्री होता है, क्रो जो है इज अ सिंबल ऑफ बैड ओमन. तो सारा का सारा एटमॉस्फेयर को बच्चे ने अच्छे से ऐसे लिस्ट किया है कि आपको समझ आ रहा है कि हाँ बच्चे को अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. But his initial judgment soon changed when the crow shook the hemlock tree and dust of snow fell on him. All the three elements working together served as catalysts for uplifting his mood. So notice how the child is showing the transformation. बिल्कुल क्लियरली आपको देख के पता चल जाता है कि बच्चे को ना सिर्फ पोएम की अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, बट बच्चे को आंसर कैसे स्ट्रक्चर करना है, जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पूछी गई है उसको कैसे कन्वे करना है, बिल्कुल थोड़े से वर्ड्स में उसने पूरी आपको बात समझा दी है. सो स्टूडेंट्स, बोर्ड एग्जाम्स आर नॉट रियली टेस्टिंग हाउ मच यू रिमेंबर, इट इज टेस्टिंग हाउ वेल यू आंसर द क्वेश्चन दैट हैज बीन आस्क्ड. So before writing the literature answer, ask yourself, what is the question asking? कैरेक्टर स्केच है तो कैरेक्टर स्केच बताइए, थीम पूछा है तो थीम बताइए, इन्फरेंस मांगी गई है तो इन्फर करिए, रेफरेंस टू कॉन्टेक्स्ट है तो रेफरेंस टू कॉन्टेक्स्ट का जवाब दीजिए. You have to answer according to the question that has been asked. एंड आज मैं आप लोगों को टॉपर्स का सीक्रेट बता देती हूँ. सीक्रेट जो है वोकेबलरी नहीं है, डिफिकल्ट वर्ड्स का यूज नहीं है. द सीक्रेट इज स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द आंसर. द सीक्रेट इज रेलेवेंस. द सीक्रेट इज क्लैरिटी. इट इज आंसरिंग एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इज आस्क्ड. सो आपको शेक्सपियर लेवल इंग्लिश नहीं चाहिए ये एग्जाम में अच्छा करने के लिए. यू जस्ट नीड एग्जाम लेवल इंटेलिजेंस. आप देख सकते हैं कि स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द क्वेश्चन मेक्स ऑल द डिफरेंस. इंग्लिश इज द easiest subject where you can score full marks, but only if you stop writing randomly. This student, if you look at the answer sheet, you would realize that this student is not guessing. This student has practiced the pattern. And you have this entire answer sheet. If you want to become a topper like this, comment topper below. Tell me your target score, and I will personally tell you what you must improve. Students, these kinds of answer sheets can actually help you make your answers better. So study it very carefully. Now look at this answer itself. Harriet uses Tricky's and Mrs. Pumphrey's relationship to highlight the prevalent attitude of over pampering and over intelligence towards one's pet. Mrs. Pumphrey kept giving Tricky sweets, cod liver oil, Horlicks, and excess food against Harriet's advice. Now, see how the child has even underlined the keywords and key phrases. Students focusing on keywords is very important in the paper. And once again, I would like you to look at this, study this paper very carefully, and plan or structure your paper just like this. Griffin was a gifted scientist, but a rather lawless person. Once again, lawless has been underlined. He invented a drug that could make him invisible and used it to further his own sadistic interests. He set fire to his landlord's house, broke into a store, attacked the owner of a drama company, stole from the clergyman's house. In addition to this, he attacked innocent people with furniture and knocked Constable Jeffers unconscious. Now, what is the child writing? The child is giving you point after point after point, telling you that he knows what is being asked. He knows how to answer. So, students, master this structure if you really want to do well in your English examination. And believe me, it is not very difficult. You can do it, and all my best wishes with you. And if you really want to study it very carefully, once again, I would say comment answer sheet, and I will send this answer sheet to you. Students, English is not a difficult subject, it is a disciplined subject. One day you will look back at class 10th and realize that this was a turning point in your life. Don't walk into your board exam hoping, walk in prepared. Structure your answers clearly, present them, respect the format, and English will respect you back. If you are hoping to get full score, type I am ready. Thank you and see you in the next episode.